Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of car news, Fanking, conspiracy, weird laws. How's your week been, Martin, you MX-5 owning legend?
Pretty good. The weather has turned here in Australia. It's gone into autumn, or fall as it's known elsewhere in the world, which means it's all like crispy air, but sunny. Perfect convertible driving weather.
Now we have some exciting news for all of our Unicorn viewers. We have a massive giveaway for you. Basically, here's how it works. If you jump on the Mighty Car Mod shop and spend $40, every single one of you will get something. We have ToolPro tools, super cheap auto gift cards, there's Ryobi tools, there's Quadlock gear, we've got a DJI Action Camera, there's exclusive Mighty Car Mods merchandise, including some signed stuff. Every single one of you will get something, and we're not announcing this on the main channel still for a couple of days, so you'll get a lucky dip. It is possible that what you get is not normally available in the shop. It's also possible that what you get is worth more than your actual order, but $40 is the cutoff. Grab something. You will get something. It might be some Mad Mighty Mods merch. It could be a toolkit. You never know. Click on the thing, link down below.
You're hearing about it first. Other people will find out soon. But you get it first, because the 38 people need to know.
Martin, last week we did call out Volvo, and we're like, hey, Volvo, we want to go to Sweden. We're giving you a week to get back to us.
You know what was fantastic before we move on with that? You know what was fantastic? Quite a few people emailed and said, I work at Volvo, I work in their production line, I work in here in the design studio. Like, it was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just from Sweden, hey, I work up the road. I live up the road from it. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to let you know. Anyway, we got a contact from someone that we know who's a journalist. We've ended up emailing the managing director of Volvo Australia. He's like, we're really busy launching a new car because they've got a new kind of electric something coming out. If you want some cars, we can give you some of those. And I'm like, thank you, sounds great, but we really want to go to Sweden. So I'm staying on the Sweden train. We want to go. So we thank you very much to Volvo Australia, of course, for getting back to us. Very much appreciate it, and we will keep chatting. I still have my sights set on Sweden and Volvos and snow drifting and other exciting things.
Driving a Volvo in Sweden is a little bit different than driving a Volvo in Sydney.
Yeah, probably because of the snow.
Very different.
And the food and other things.
And
Martin, we got a massive show.
Swedish people. It's massive and about the same size as normal. Could actually be a little bit shorter because the last one we thought was long and then it was actually short and then we ate the disgusting licorice and nearly...
Oh, that was great. I forgot about that.
I just saw a bit of it there and I...
Spat out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you again for joining us. We really enjoy hanging out with you every week, and we know that because we see a bunch of unicorn people out in the street, they come and say good day, and we know that you really love the show. We don't really know what this show is.
No.
Like, if most shows, I reckon, have a quick little pitch. Australian Idol, a bunch of singers that are really good will get up on stage, and then some other people that are judges that maybe no one really cares about that much will tell them they're not very good. I don't like it. I don't like the vibe of it. I had a little look at it last night, Martin. They had these young kids up there that were... Marty and I used to work at a performing arts school. Really talented kids. And then you've got some judges. Yeah, I'm really disappointed. You've really got to bring it. It's like, I wasn't disappointed. They were 16 years old. They did great. Anyway, I'm not going to get into TV formats, but anyway, what are we talking about, Martin?
Internet formats.
I don't know what this show is, but we enjoy hanging out, and you're here as well, so that was a big, long-winded way of saying thank you.
Its purpose is basically to waste the internet, which it does successfully
in an
a lot of the
entertaining
time.
way, where you feel like you got value from the wastage.
Everyone says, make it a podcast, but then we can't show you anything. It's a good idea, because we could just talk, and if it was a podcast, it'd be more like, everyone takes a breath,
and we'd face each other with microphones.
Tell me the first time as an automotive entrepreneur that you felt like you'd really connected with yourself on a level that was above what you thought you ever would before.
Probably when I in a Mini, I reckon, for the first time, which was about 2 days ago.
Say more.
Well...
I had another question for you, but I've actually now just forgotten it. And all I can think about is you in an MX-5 where you aren't constrained by the confines of windows or roofs.
Yes.
What would be possible? Please, say more. Next up, it's the news.
I'd watch it.
Listen to it.
But how do you censor stuff live?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's podcast doesn't have to be live, does it?
Martin, We are wasting the internet now.
As an entrepreneur.
No. All right, let's just dive right into the news. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting the show. If you do want to grab something, we'll send you a lucky dip. We'll ship it to you anywhere in the world. We pack it from right here in Sydney, Australia. Thank you very much. Thanks to Volvo for getting back to us. We're hoping to hear from your overlords in Sweden from the mothership. That would be amazing. If you work there, tap your boss on the shoulder and he'll say the Swedish equivalent of like, what do you want? And then you'll in English say, some guys on the internet want to do something, and they'll say, we don't care. But we care.
I'll even wear a skivvy if I have to.
Do they skivvy?
Turtleneck.
Do they?
I don't know. Do they?
I think I've got to grow an even weirder beard than I already have.
I'd love to grow I'm going to grow like a weird goatee thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've never done that before.
We'll do it, Martin. Anyway, it's going to be great. Let's dive into the news. This week on the news, all the cars for sale are shit. And as such, I think as well...
You've been saying that for a while.
It's true, though.
We could go to the Shanghai Auto Salon show and go and see some cars from what is now basically the biggest manufacturer of cars in terms of countries in the whole world.
If we don't hear from the Volvo mothership in the next week, we probably will be doing that.
Aren't they made there anyway?
Martin, just calm down.
Okay.
All right. What are we talking about? Munich Motor Show. That'd be good too. Cars. People aren't buying them anymore. And how does this relate to me? Is that some numbers came out about the worst selling cars in the country. They are in different categories of which I can't exactly remember, but I know the Fiat 500 is one of the worst selling cars of 2024.
And they're ever in Italy, man. People love them.
There's a lot of them, but do you know what sold heaps more than those? The Picanto.
Yeah, they're sick.
They sold heaps more, and I think that was the cheapest car. I think that's like one of the cheapest cars you can get. Small cars over $40,000. It was the Peugeot 308. They sold 150 of them. It's not a lot, is it?
Yeah, you got to be pretty dedicated to want to own one of them.
To want to buy a French car,
but all the options are there.
Everywhere,
cranking,
weren't they? People loved them. There's a little bit of that going on there. What about sports cars, Martin? The least selling sports car under $80,000.
S16 Silvia that Nissan brought out.
The Mini convertible, Martin.
Oh.
They sold 188 of them. And as we were talking about this, we saw one of them drive past.
In a year?
It's an ugly looking thing. Yeah, in a year. Yeah.
It's still like 2.5 a week.
2.5 too many, Martin.
Yeah, in a whole country.
Because a Mini convertible, if we know from the recent video that just came out, we're doing an MX-5 versus Mini battle, and I think we both agree in real life the Mini's the better car, even though on screen, the MX-5. But let's just keep going down that track.
No one agrees with that. No one that watched it agrees with that.
Come on, man.
No one does.
2-litre turbo. Anyway, so Martin, is a Mini convertible not just the best of all worlds? You could have an MX-5.
But you're asking I know
Martin,
what you're saying.
You could have an MX-5.
Yeah.
Or you could have a convertible Mini, the worst selling car in the country. Which one would you have?
It's just so embarrassing.
No, I'm talking about the Mini, not the MX-5.
So am I.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
All right, okay. You reckon that's more embarrassing?
Oh, totally.
Really?
Yeah.
That's true. I'd like to explore that at some point.
Wrong-wheel drive and convertible.
Yes. Like
MX-5 doesn't need to be convertible, but it is.
Yeah.
Because it's just been 86 if it wasn't. Except it's convertible, which sounds stupid, but actually when you own it, and we'll get into this later because there's a conspiracy about this.
Oh, that's a shame.
They're actually awesome.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
So you wouldn't own a Mini convertible?
No.
Would you have my Mini, the hardtop, or a convertible version?
I wouldn't have either.
No, you had to have one.
Hardtop.
Really?
Slick top.
Oh, so you're not Mr. Convertible.
You made the Mini look good. You put wheels on it, you de-chromed it, and you made it actually look good.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Bit of intake-y, noisy stuff. Mad. Could go harder with it. Turbos, exhaust, all the gear, all drive swap.
Got mods coming up. Yeah. Instead of just going, I've got all of this and you've got all of that, we're doing a little do, which is going to be great.
Yeah, actually,
anyway, but I'm shocked to know that you would take a Mazda convertible over a Mini convertible when the Mini convertible has a better engine that's turbocharged and newer and still gives you the embarrassment of no roof.
How much is it?
Well, it's the best sports car under $80,000. So I gather it was it's not 80, but it's a lot.
70, 60, whatever. That's a lot.
That's what we've got, Martin. It turns out that Fiats Peugeots and Minis, not a whole lot of Aussies are loving them in that spec in their division and category.
How do you like the sound of 810 kilowatts at all four wheels?
Sounds like way too much. Sounds like 4 times as much as you need.
Sounds like
a bus.
what you could probably squeeze out of like a GTR or something. Like if you did built
That is
engine,
an
big
electric
turbos.
car?
Yeah, of course it is. There's no news about cars that aren't electric. But let's look at this one. Let's look at the Beardy Han L Performance Han, because of the Han Dynasty Performance Electric Sedan.
Is
Now
this a Waxy Dolphin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is there's already a Han Solo in Europe, which is what this is pictured, just so you get an idea of what it looks like. But there's a new one, L Performance Electric Sedan. Performance and electric, cool, sounds good. 800 kilowatts?
Yeah.
Serious.
That's good.
That gets you to 0 to 100 in 2.7 seconds.
That's crazy.
Isn't that like kind of similar to what your Golf did?
That was
2.9?
but I don't reckon that's a good comparison because that's like that was a bit of a one-off. A better comparison rather than a Golf with mods would be actual proper hypercar territory in the 2 seconds.
Yeah, so 83 kilowatt
Wait,
battery.
that would be faster than all of Tesla's stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, except for, I don't know, they're top of the line performance-y, whatever things, one of the fastest production car has for a bit, but that keeps changing.
Okay.
But what's interesting about this is 83 kilowatt battery, which is actually not that big, really. 600 to 700k range, yawn. But what is interesting is, and you're going to see more of this, 10 minutes to charge it. But you've got to plug in 2 fast chargers. So chargers, the biggest one you can get at your home is about 22 kilowatts. Superchargers are like heaps more.
What's a normal 240 one that you just plug into the wall and put in your car?
7 kilowatt.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 amps at 240 volts, 7 kilowatts, I believe, is roughly the maths on that. 3-phase, if you've got 3 240 things, 415 volts, and you can go 22 kilowatt, which is about the biggest you can get in an Australian home. And that'll charge a car like this in maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes is pretty impressive.
That's
but you also
amazing.
need cooling to charge stuff that quick, because just like draining the batteries, it creates heat. That's the inside. I don't know why they always go for this like yellow interior
people like
stuff.
that. So I don't like
Yeah.
it, but people think that that's fancy.
It's like the inside of a suitcase.
Or the inside of the Pagani looked like that. Remember?
It did.
It had like seat belts and
It
stuff.
did.
Had leather belts holding stuff on.
Now going to the complete opposite end of the market of what's available, there's lots of rumours and renders of these 3 cars. Now, what do these 3 cars have in common?
They all look shit.
They're all Micras. There's
Are they?
rumours that we're getting new Micras. Now, there's been a couple of these renders around for a while. These are all renders. You can see where they're from. One's Best Car, which I think is Japan. There's a couple of different ones on here. The render, the yellow beigey looking one, is most likely the kind of thing you're going to see.
It's never going to look like that.
It's never going to look like the drawing one.
ever.
And then again, the brown one with the black bumper is kind of a lot more like what most Micras people buy. Pop spec, basic plastic bumper on the front. And I mean, there hasn't been much noise about Micras for a while. And this is interesting, brings us back to this whole feud that's going on with Honda and Nissan. How Honda want Nissan to be a subsidiary of Honda, and Nissan are like, no, we want to be like a partner. We don't want to be under you. And then there's all this massive drama and politics. If you want to like a drama story for the week, go and look up what's going on with that and all the reporting that's happening on that. It's crazy. People are like, we're not going to do it unless you fire the CEO. No, this board says this. It's like this huge, which for Japan is like pretty wild. But anyway, electric Micra, you'll see them. Will they look much different from the other Beatties that are driving around? I don't know. I guess Japan's just late to the party on this, as I think they are with a lot of their electric stuff. It's going to happen. Like in the next 24 months, 2 years, we're going to see a flood of like, oh, it's the new electric hybrid Land Cruiser, and it's going to probably be good.
I think now that Australia, everyone loves their dual cab utes. They love their Hiluxes, their Rangers, their Raptors, their Amaroks, their D-Maxes, all those kinds of things.
That's why they love them.
But we spoke last week that we drove the Waxy Dolphin Shark around.
We did.
And, impressive, fast, all those things. Towing capacity was letting it down for anyone that wants to carry heavy stuff.
Yep.
Ford's new Ranger, which is a plug-in hybrid, is going to have the 3.5 tonne capacity, which is what the current Ranger and Amaroks and stuff have. How much range you get, I'm not exactly sure, but in Australia, even people that don't tow, we saw this when the Raptor came out in Australia, it had a lower towing capacity than the Ranger, and everyone's like, I'm not going to buy it, even though all they put in the back of it is 1 tub of sand and a shovel.
And that's interesting because it's allegedly was to do with the suspension design, because it was coil spring. A lot of those utes that we're talking about, you mentioned earlier, are all leaf springs. So they're built like a truck in the back so you can put a ton in them. They don't generally handle as well. The Beardy Shark thing, Waxy Dolphin, that's also coil spring. but also quite heavy. Like it weighs as much as one of the big Teslas. Like it's a heavy
like
thing.
3.5 ton or something.
Not 3.5. I think it's high 2s.
Is it?
But it's still a lot. And also when you combine that mass with a 3-ton caravan, you've got that, is it GCM or GVM, gross vehicle mass is like the mass of both vehicles together, and it's about stopping and about suspension and testing and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, whoever comes along with that sort of hybrid thing that has a good tow capacity, ticks the box for farmers, ticks the box for the grey nomads who drive around Australia, but also that range is a big deal because in a car like that does have the petrol and the batteries, you've got all the benefits of the battery car, you can plug it in, but then when you get on the highway, your range just says 800 kilometres. And if you want to go further, petrol, another 800.
Yeah.
And you still get savings because when you go down a hill and brake, you're regenning and you're charging your battery. So overall, the hybrid is a thing, especially with utes. We've been saying this for years.
Yeah. And I think that is the problem with the Rivian, because the Rivian R1T, everyone loves it. Great. Yes, it doesn't do CarPlay or whatever, but 5-ton towing capacity, but I believe the range is only like 100 Ks.
Yeah.
So fine for getting around the city.
Town.
They may be old facts. They were like last year's specs, so do your research if you're going to buy one, even though you can't buy one here, I don't think.
Absolutely. Is that all the news?
I think that's all of the news.
It's time for Is That Even Legal?
Every week on the show, we like to explore different legal rules from around the world just to show that different places have different rules. And this week, we're going to Alabama, a place that has more snails than any other country, even though it's a state. A place that invented windscreen wipers. A place that had a bear wrestling problem in the 90s. And a place from which the first 911 call was made. So if that's not a great sell, who knows what is? Martin, do you like driving cars?
You didn't even mention Forrest Gump. I love driving cars.
Martin, I ate at the Gumpsville factory.
You were thinking Bubba Gump's shrimp.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be like a tourist trap.
So did I.
The food was excellent.
I agree.
It was. I ate it on Santa Monica Pier.
Yep, so did I.
And I went in there and I kind of went, cool. They gave me a table right on the ocean. I ordered these little, I don't normally eat much shrimp, but they gave me these little popcorny things with the sweet things made. It was delicious.
So good.
Steak was good, foods were good, drinks were big, it was friendly. I
didn't go there multiple times. Like I'd been to America a couple of times and I'm like, no, that's going to be tourist trap. Like, we got like an Outback, whatever. We got various like things that are supposed to be Australian food and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I figured that was the same kind of thing. It's just there for tourists. It's going to be really expensive. And actually, it was
It was reasonable and some of the best food I had there.
Yeah.
Not sponsored content, by the way, if you live in the Dumpsville factory. Sorry, Forest Gumpsville. The Gumpville. What's it called?
Bubba Gump Shrimp.
Bubba Dumpville thing, place. Anyway, Martin, so, all right, do you like to drive cars?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Alabama?
No.
Haven't you?
No, I'd like to go.
You better not
I want to go through the middle and the south.
Okay, enough about your... Martin. Yeah. All right, now,
your experience in the Mini, yep.
Yes, that's right. Martin, do you like to be blindfolded? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, I do.
Sure, yeah.
That is illegal in Alabama. This is true. This is actually true.
Aren't all these true? Isn't this the point?
Yes.
Okay, well, you could leave the true bit out, actually, because everyone knows it's true. Otherwise, why would we talk about it? Because then you just be talking shit.
Because I'm trying to big up this segment.
Why?
Martin, to keep the segment alive.
But it's alive. People are here for you, man.
I know,
They're not gonna.
I'm here for myself.
They're not gonna. Yeah, same actually. They're not gonna turn off just because you took too long with your legal thing.
This is true.
Does it make you feel sad when someone doesn't want to listen to your Is That Even Legal?
Hey, Martin.
And how has that affected your journey?
You know what? I just want to take a minute then. I'm going to do what I think in
Take as many minutes as you need.
Me. Yeah. I think in LLP they call it a pattern interruption. Honestly, and be completely honest, what is the strangest thing you've ever wiped your asshole with?
Oh, you know this story.
It was a leaf.
It's not that strange.
But, generally you toilet or if you get desperate, a hole in the ground. And if you're not very organised, it's a leaf.
I used a cactus. It's not a competition. It's not. But I'm
it's
just
not a
saying,
competition and he's not competitive, so lucky that.
It's not.
No.
But I used a cactus.
Okay.
And it's still there. Martin, in Alabama, it is illegal to drive blindfolded in the city of Alabama.
Okay.
But the law doesn't stop there. You actually aren't allowed to drive a car if you can't see what's in front of you. Who would have thought? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
A number of years ago, Martin and I were down in North Sydney. Actually, I'm not sure if Martin was there. Actually, I think you were there, Martin. We were down in North Sydney. Actually, there's a photo of this.
Is
so I
that
should
when you
be
dressed
careful.
up as the bird?
No, this was a different time. This
Okay.
was the time I just dressed up as myself.
Okay.
There might be photos, so I'm going to change some details of this story. Once upon a time, Martin and I were in Wollongong filming a skateboarding event.
Yes.
Do you remember that
I do
time?
remember, yep, absolutely.
Anyway, and a man came along who had a blue convertible, and he drove there and was blind. And I was like, and he'd been speeding. How do you drive? He has someone in the car with him, helping him, and he was fanging it. Absolutely fanging it.
Is this that thing where it's like legally blind or not?
He couldn't see, is my understanding. He walked with a stick and had been driving a car. It was his car. I just don't want to mention the kind of car it was because I believe we posted a photo of it fairly recently and his number plate might be... Actually, this story never happened.
No, that
I'm
was a
just
good
making it
imaginary
all up.
story. Speaking of making
don't worry
things
about
up,
any of that.
Should we move on to car window shopping?
Yes.
So everyone can come on a journey of cars that they could buy but probably won't, but
Yes.
one of us might.
Let's do it. It's the new section where we look at cars for sale on the internet, and Marty will show you ones that he thinks are good, and I'll show you one too.
This segment
Window
is...
shopping. No, you do it.
No, you do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
You go.
How does it feel?
The next section is called car window shopping. This is where we all go on a car window shopping adventure together. It's literally like hanging out, walking past a car dealership that's full of old, reasonably shit cars,
Yes.
and then discussing it, except it's mostly us discussing it. So it's kind of like you guys are listening, so it's like a...
How many times, Martin, have you found a human fluid or a human solid in a car? I can think of 2 so far.
There's fluids all the time. Not mine.
Okay.
Like fluids all the time.
Okay.
Dude, I threw out a chair this morning. Look, digress a
No,
little
no.
bit. I
Martin,
threw out... No.
How, how dare you, by the way,
Let me talk about the chair.
send me... What a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace for
You know
me
when
to
you
wake
try
up
to throw
to
something
this shit. Look at this shit. Martin sends me a photo of this chair that I sit on sometimes. I sit on that. I sit on that chair. I use it to support myself. Can you see that? This is what the message said.
What else do you notice about the
message
chair?
said,
I'll let you finish.
do I really have to fight to throw this out? No, I shouldn't have to. But can I throw it out? I think so. It just needs a Nike logo on it and it can chill with your shoes. I wrote back actual words, Devo. I really like that chair. Martin goes, so does the tip.
This is literally...
I said, how dare you? He writes back, look at the shit stains on it. And there is, right? And so then he says,
so funny.
I say, do not throw it out. He writes back, literal shit all over the seated bit.
Literal brown shit.
Someone has saved money on toilet paper. I wrote back, looks usable to me, with at least 5 years worth of shit absorbing qualities left in it. I then sent him a photo of these shoes, because last year Martin bought me some new shoes.
I did. Unicorn Circuit 150 live. Check it out. Link it here somewhere.
Instead of wearing the shoes Martin
dude,
gave
you
me,
did it.
I
You
told
told me
I
you were going to
would.
throw
I
this
told
away.
you, no, look at this. I sent him a photo
God, that makes
of
me
those
yuck.
actual shoes.
So gross.
And then I said, I'm wearing these today in protest. The chair is going to the tip today. Put the shoes in it. I dare you. And
Shoes are not in
instead,
it.
I put my foot in it and I wear it all day in protest for the shit-stained chair that was not my shit, by the way, someone else's. That Martin, has it actually gone to the tip yet?
Yeah.
Has it, or is it still
it's gone to the tip. It's gone.
Because I will take it out. You've seen me take shoes
You're not allowed
out.
to go to the tip. There's a sign that says no scavenging.
Has it actually
So
gone?
you can't get any new shoes either.
Has it gone to the tip or not? Be honest.
It's gone to the tip right before the...
Going to the tip.
It's gone to the tip.
Has it gone to the tip?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has. Yeah. Maybe
not
it
gone
might
to
have.
the-
It might.
it's still
Maybe I
here.
was going to take it after.
It's still here.
Maybe I was
Isn't
going to take it after.
it? Hey, Martin, is it? Just
Shut
Martin.
up. This is why I wanted to get the tip
Okay, it's
before
still
we did
here.
Unicorn Circuit. Literally,
Okay,
this is
that's
because I
amazing.
knew that if you knew it was
That's
still
fine.
here.
Actually, you do
the
this segment by yourself. I'll be back in a minute. All right?
Oh God.
You just sort yourself out.
All right,
with
that's
your
fine.
window
We can
shopping.
go. We don't need this. We don't need that. Let's
Actually,
just
you
go.
know what? We normally do little breaks. I'll sort that out in a minute because I don't want to miss out on my window shopping.
Yeah, no, fair enough. All right, let's just start with all I did
No,
for this
actually,
one. All I did for this one was unique. All you need to know is that it's unique, much like him. Anyway, so we've started out at the bottom. We're going to go between about $5,000 to about $20-something thousand. But what I want to show you this is a 1979 Chrysler Valiant for $4,500. Quite unique. Or for this, a 1949 MG Y-Type convertible. What? 4-cylinder, 1.25 litre. That's at a farm. It's been painted with fence paint, so I don't really know how long it's going to last. This Holden Kingswood for $5,000. I mean, this is the inside, and the rest of the car you can probably get the idea. But also a Land Cruiser. Like, it doesn't even look that munted, and it's exactly 40 years old for $5,000 with a 4-litre petrol engine. I don't know if it works. Lots of in the unique category. Lots of Mercedes-Benz. This is a 450 SLC, a really freaking old one, but V8. Or 8-cylinder, I don't even know if they're V8s, $5,000. Nissan 300ZX, why is it that every time you see a listing for a 300ZX, it's got the bonnet up and parts are missing? Pretty much every time, in my experience. Austin Healey Sprite. If you go to a cafe and there's a person there with white hair and a beard, there's a good chance they're going to know what an Austin Healey Sprite is. This is from 1960. Is that 65 years ago? They were a thing? And 1 litre engine. Oh, that's a 950 litre engine. Anyway, this I thought was actually kind of sick. 1982 Holden Commodore. I actually think that looks mad. That looks like proper cool. But what I also noticed in this price point and under the unique banner, which I think is awesome, we've got so many MX-5s it's not funny. We've got it.
keep going. Keep going.
That's disgusting. Like, it's actually filthy.
I knew you wouldn't have thrown it out. Keep going.
That's disgusting. In the unique category of cars, when you put it through, it comes up with
comfortable
so
right
many.
now. How comfortable are you?
So many MX-5s. I'm not sitting in my own or
Martin.
someone else's shit. You are.
This was in the back of your K-truck.
It was.
With all of the garbage.
Yeah.
You weren't joking.
No.
Where's the base bit of it?
In the K-truck, but we separated it. We
Why did you take
unbolted
it out? Did
So
you
that
think? Did you think I was going to go and get it?
Less chance of it happening.
Okay.
But also to maximise space. It is a K-truck after all.
I had to run. Martin,
Look how much an NA MX-5 costs.
I need you to get the base back.
That's not, no
you
way.
get
No, you can't.
Where did this chair come from?
I don't know. I thought it was yours.
Come on, man.
Anyway, NA MX-5, $9,000. $9,000.
Why is it double the price it should be?
Wait for it. So as we go through, another Land Cruiser, $9,500. Look at the kid. Look, it's literally broken. And someone's going to pay $10,000 for that, I guess, because it's a trucky looking one. You could get this for $9,500. Chrysler
That's
Valiant
the car
Regal.
equivalent of this seat.
It
Way
actually
too
is.
big and covered in shit.
And it has the same patina as well.
Yeah.
God, where did it go? Where did all this go? Everything flaked off.
It got sucked into someone's arm.
This is actually kind of cool.
The chair looked like this, by the way, before I started sitting on it. This, it's not my juice in it.
Yes, it is.
Dude, it's got actual
don't try
shit on
and
it.
take away ownership. Just own it.
Dude,
Just own it.
Martin, be honest for once in your life.
They look like it looks like your shoes.
Come on, man. That looks.
I'm sorry, dude. If this was one of
Dude,
those like,
look at that. As if. Hold on.
if
that's
this was
not
one
a
of
great
those like
example.
investigative shows, you know, like the ones that's like the true crime, they would be like looking at the evidence and presenting it to a jury and go, "Do you think that these two exhibits have any correlation and match up?" And he'd be like,
Okay.
"Yep," because it looks exactly
This
the same.
was not my chair like this.
Okay,
it's
sure.
just something that I've
Why are
sat
you
on
trying
a
to
few
disown
times
it
recently.
now after all
No,
that?
because it's
you
got
just
shit.
defended it and it's covered in shit.
No, because
Why would you defend the chair?
because the imputation is that the shit on there has come from my body,
That
which
was
it's
the
not.
outputation.
And you know,
Output.
you know that's not my shit on there.
Protein shake in output.
Martin, you know it's not mine. Just say it once for the people.
I don't know it's not yours.
Yes,
You're the
you
one defending
do.
this chair like
you
it's...
do, Martin.
But you're defending the chair like
Why are
it's...
you fibbing?
I'm not fibbing.
You are.
I'm not fibbing. Why would you defend a chair that's not even yours?
Because I
That's
said
covered, apparently covered in someone else's poop.
Not your own. It sounds even worse. That is not my shit on my undies.
Why is
Wait,
this,
on whose is it then?
Why is there so
That's
much
even
liquid
worse.
and why does it look? It's not coffee, man. It's the location of it. And it's not like someone's like wiped the booger or something. Like it's, anyway.
Yeah.
1971 Ford Cortina, $12,000. 1971,
I need
same
to make
year,
a call.
Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Now, at the time, in 1971, if you'd gone down to the Ford factory and gone down to the Rolls-Royce factory and gone, you know what, in 45 years, whatever that is, 54 years, those cars are going to be worth the same money. They would have laughed at you. And then you can also get an Alfa Romeo Alfetta or a Jaguar Mark II or this Statesman actually looks kind of sick, don't you reckon? That's kind of cool.
Oh, sorry.
I actually think that's kind of cool. I would own that. MR2, $16,000, apparently also unique. But this is where it gets interesting. $16,750 for pretty much the same MX-5 that I got for $1,500 exactly a decade ago. It's gone up 10x. It's crazy. Another one, if you want a soft top and want to pay $3,000 more, you can get this one. It's not even special. It's just the 1990 Mazda MX-5. It's exactly what I had. $19,500. More than what I paid for the NC. Crazy. Or, to finish it off, you could get something that's actually sick, which is that. Peugeot 205.
Oh, Peugeot.
Actually
That's
mad.
a good Peugeot.
Hard to find, but mad.
That's amazing.
So anyway, that's unique vehicles. Apparently very unique. Apparently MX-5 is unique. There you go. You heard it here first.
You could buy all of those, or for $800, you could buy this Ford Laser. Now, this one here is $800. It's been sitting for years, not running. I like how they do this. Did run years ago.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference if it did run years ago.
Yeah.
Of course it ran years ago. It was a brand new car at some point.
$800 though is pretty keen.
$800. It says pick up, you'll need a trailer.
Clearly.
Any
more photos of it?
Got a couple of keys and it's out near Grafton.
Is there any more photos of it?
So
Is someone really going to revive that?
No. Martin,
That's junk.
hey Martin,
Yeah.
can we hold the honesty cup for a second?
The podcast cup. No, we have to slow it down for the podcast cup.
Okay. You know, this is the honesty cup now.
Okay.
Okay. So you can only, and this is really, you can only speak the truth. Okay. Hold the honesty cup. Hold it. Martin, where did this chair come from?
You originally, and that's lived.
No, it didn't.
It's lived next
it
to
did not come from me originally.
It did.
No, it didn't.
Why are you defending it so hard then? If it's not even your chair.
You said you're going to. You know what chair I have, Martin. I've had the same chair since I worked at Nylon, which is one of those real fancy studio mesh chairs.
You still haven't answered the question. Why are you defending this chair that's not even yours? That has someone else's shit stains on it.
Okay, you finally admitted that it's someone else's shit.
No, but
Thank you.
but no, I asked the question.
You're not
Why?
holding the cup.
You know.
Because it still functions. And this is the problem with the world.
it's not
People
the
are just
problem
like,
with the world.
oh,
It's not.
the chair looks a bit manky, I'd better get rid of it. And it still
It's
is
not the problem with the
working
world.
right now.
It's not the problem of the world.
And I want to know where the chair came from, Martin, because it's not mine. Was it yours? Just be honest, Martin.
Have you ever visited a subreddit called Hoarding?
No.
I implore you to go and have a look at it.
No.
And look at how it starts.
Yeah.
It starts like this.
Martin, you know it. Martin.
Should we move on?
You know that.
Should we move on?
And
next up,
Martin,
we've got.
No, just wait a second, Martin. Just smell that.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Why is it brown?
Okay, Martin.
It's also beige. Like it's got a bit of a.
Hey, Martin.
It's just foul, man.
Was this chair in my room? You just get one answers now, one words. Did you find this chair in my room?
No.
Okay. Do you have proof that I bought or owned this chair?
You don't have proof that you didn't.
That's more than one word.
Doesn't matter. I'm not
Yep.
doing one word just because you say so.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
For all I know, you bought and prove that you didn't buy it.
I have to prove. I have to get someone else. I've got to call someone else. I've got to call someone else to prove it. So, okay. No. You know what? Let's just go. I'm sorry for those at home. Let's just go there.
You're not actually sorry.
No, let's just go there for a second. I'm getting some FaceTime action going on here. No, because Martin, we need to set the story straight once and for all. There's a witness. I have a witness here, and we'll put it true. Hello, mate. How you going? Martin, we're filming a unicorn circuit right now.
He's talking rubbish.
And Martin, today, I just want you to clear something up, because Martin is trying to throw out this chair. that I've just gone and saved it. Martin is alleging that it is my chair and that those stains came from my butt. And so, where did this chair actually come from?
It came with when you guys acquired it. It was part of the office furniture that was there. We had no furniture other than the desk that I still use in there and the chair.
Yeah.
And so I used that chair for a long time. It's a very, very comfortable chair. Looks like shit, but it's very comfortable.
I agree.
So just keeping it if you want a really comfy chair.
Did it look like this when it was acquired by us?
No, it was starting to lose its coating, but I put some of our chop gaff tape on it. Do you remember I had it on the bottom and the top as well?
Yep, okay.
And that's obviously been torn off, and when it tore off, it took the last of the plastic coating off.
Okay, so just to clarify for everyone at home, the seat looking like this is not because of me.
No, definitely not.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry for taking up your time because I'm sure you're very, very busy. I've taken it out of the truck because Martin told me he was taking it to the tip. And look at him now. He's all of a sudden very interested in anything except for this conversation.
No, I was just adding this. I was just preemptively adding this video to a playlist called "Best Videos to Fall Asleep to" on YouTube.
Anyway, thank you very much. It is disgusting, by the way. But no, thank you for clearing that up. So great. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
So what we've clarified, Martin, is that chair originally was sitting in Super Garage and already looked pretty bad and then was covered in sticky tape by someone else who then pulled it off.
I still don't understand why you want to keep it so bad.
Because it annoys you.
Oh.
And I like you.
Oh,
no,
that's
it doesn't.
dumb.
No, Martin. I broke it. I broke the thing off it.
Oh, badly. Now I better go and
Take that shit to the tip.
Yeah, and there's go to the tip.
No,
It's had a good life. Look, I get it. You don't want to just be chucking stuff away willy-nilly, wastefully. But I also think you get that thing.
There's no one here.
No
one's
there's
watching.
actually-
So don't even.
Literally
don't even-
ASMR
just
asleep,
don't. Just
fully asleep by now. They're actually sleeping.
Okay, but we can agree on the facts.
Which
the chair
means-
already existed, and
Does
the
that
only
mean
thing I
while
want on
they're
record,
sleeping?
Martin.
I got an idea.
The only thing
I
I
got
want
an
on
idea.
record is that's not my shit. I just want you to admit that because that's an awkward
could
thing
be
to
your
claim
shit.
on the internet.
It could be
yours.
your shit. But it's not. I didn't sit in it.
Yeah, it's
I've
not
never
mine.
said it's too disgusting.
Martin.
I wouldn't put my clothes on it.
But Martin, you know that it's not mine. Just
If
say
they're
it.
sleeping,
Hey Martin, just
dude,
say
no,
it.
don't let go. If they're sleeping, this is where we could do programming stuff.
No,
like
that's illegal.
Buy an MX-5.
Oh, I thought you were going to say buy some Mighty Mods merch.
No, you can't do that. No, but
Martin,
go and buy an MX-5.
just say
And
the
then
words.
everyone
Say
who
the
watches
words that
Unicorn
that's not
Circuit
mine.
will have an MX-5.
Martin.
We can turn it into the MX-5 show. It could be the MX-5 circuit, which is because you're an MX-5 owner, you always go to the circuit, you follow F1, the ultimate, most purest form of motorsport.
Do you know that's why this show is called the Unicorn Circuit? It was a double entendre because we were originally speaking about it as in when someone talks about a car being like a unicorn, it's like a one-off special car. And to take that car to a road or a circuit would be like the ultimate. But it was a double entendre because originally the game was this was going to have some game stuff and technology in it, and circuit as in circuitry double doodled, it's dang doodle. That's why the show is called the Unicorn Circuit.
Thinks that deeply about stuff, won't throw out a chair. Don't understand it, don't need to.
Martin.
Next up, we are going to do my crap car. Let me just interject with a special public service announcement. The reason this chair has been ejected was because I was actually setting up a new server rack. And I'm going to go there because I know at least 4 of you are keen on this. 42 rack unit people, 42 rack unit. Why? Proper UPSs as well. Make sure that you got nice clean power. Out of power dropping in and out, it wrecks your server,
now
you
they're
lose
asleep.
data. And
Martin
then,
had a frozen Coke, he spilled it on the chair, and now it's going to the bin. Martin,
that's
just
not
tell
true.
him.
I didn't have a frozen Coke.
What was it, a latte?
It's
what
not,
was it, dude?
neither of us have actually sat on the chair. The chair got ejected because it was sitting next to where the rack needed to go. It was just in the way. There was another chair over there. It was a hand-me-down from before we even had Super Garage. And so this morning I binned it, but I knew,
What's the brown
like
stuff?
the shoes, I don't know. It's not from my body or ours. I
But
think
you
it
know
was
it's,
actually...
Martin, you know it's not from mine, don't you?
I know it's not from your body.
Okay, well, come on, man.
But anyway, 42 rack units. So basically, I've never done a rack unit that big before.
A lot of people in Sydney are doing rack units.
I spent a lot of time in... No, I didn't spend a lot of time in clubs. I can't even make that up. But anyway, so UPS is the bottom because they're the heaviest, and then you put the servers because they're the next heaviest. So
UPS
custom
is
DIY
universal
server.
power supply.
Uninterruptible power supply. Uninterrupted power supply, something like that. Anyway, then put the home-built server that we made a while ago. Then we've got that Seagate core vault thing that we showed you guys a while ago. Then we've got another old QNAP thing. Then I've got a bit of switching stuff, a bit of fiber optic stuff, which is cool. I bonded it to go 20 gig. I actually even used my first 25 gig direct attach cable, which was sick because one of the servers could do that to the switch, which is awesome.
NVIDIA has so many CPUs
switches
running their supercomputer that there is not enough electricity over in the States where they've got their big supercomputer thing.
GPUs.
How are they powering it?
GPUs.
They have brought in, I reckon, it looks like, as far as you can see, trucks that are running generators that are feeding into it. So they can get enough power so that people can go chat GPT, what would it sound like if you wrote a funny poem in the style of Santa Claus to send to all your staff for the Christmas party?
Yeah. Well, that's why they want to get on the nuclear power bandwagon as well, just like limitless power. But then again, in Korea, I think they ran cold fusion or fusion power for like a minute, which is huge.
Right.
They accelerated particles so quickly around the donut-looking thing that they make it in, which is basically...
That's not the collider though, is it?
Not the collider, but the idea is that they can sustain, is it plasma? I don't know. They can sustain a power source, and when they can sustain it for as long as they want, you've got limitless
Just tap
power.
in.
Limitless power, and that's going to change the world. Don't know if it happened in our lifetime, but that stuff is like next level exciting.
What about the chair though, Martin? You were telling us all about this because of the chair.
New server rack. They had to make room for the server rack. That's why the chair had to go.
Oh, it was in the way.
It was in the way.
And so you threw it away.
So I binned it. And
then you sent a photo of it to me to bait me.
Not to bait you. I just knew that you were attached to it. Because I asked you about throwing it out once before. You forgot about that. And you're like, no, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Don't throw it away.
Well, I never sit on it, but it's mainly for your guests.
Well, you obviously did once.
Anyway, that's my crap car. Let's move on.
Next up is my crap car. We're actually going to look at a Honda CRZ. This is Eric from the US. 6-speed manual. Good choice of music. Let's get into it. Let's go. Chop sticker. Here we go.
What's up? This is my crap car. It's a 2013 Honda CRZ with a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated engine and a hybrid engine sandwiched in between the transmission and the motor that gives it about an extra 20 horsepower. The main reason this car is a crap car is because it was marketed by Honda as a sporty, compact hybrid hatchback, but compared to any other modern day sports car, it's not very sporty at all. It's got a rear torsion beam suspension, and most people would consider it pretty much underpowered. But it's got a 6-speed manual transmission, and it's a lot of fun to drive. It's fitted with surf racks. It does make it to the beach pretty often. Pretty decent storage space in the boot. No spare tire because weight savings. The interior is one of the highlights of this car, as you can see. However, there's no back seat. In the US, we get these storage buckets because there's not enough headroom to meet the legal safety requirements. So, as you can see, this is where I keep some of my things, including the NOS. Yes, that's where the NOS bottle is, right there. We can turn on the dash here. The car does come with Bluetooth for making calls while driving, as well as Apple CarPlay. However, there is no screen, as you can see. So it's the early version of Apple CarPlay that's just audio. It does come stock with a 8-inch subwoofer in the rear. And that's my crap car.
Well done. Martin,
Thank
the
you
other
for sending
day
that
I
over.
was
Awesome.
driving along the road.
CRZ? CRZ? CIZ?
We say Z over here,
Z.
the way that's in
CIZ,
English.
BIZ.
Anyway, and I was driving along, and in front of me I saw an Alfa Romeo, like a weird little convertible. Is it called like a 147 or something?
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
like a thing. Anyway, I was driving along, and he was driving pretty quick, and I was like, man, that guy's going quick. And then I noticed that down on the bottom side of his, he was going under the speed limit, but driving zestily. Anyway, then on the bottom right, I think, of his rear bumper, I saw he had a little chop fingers on there. And I gave him a honk and I waved at him, and then he kept driving.
If I see a
That's
chop
the whole
finger and I
story.
wave and honk, then people generally just drive away.
All right, because they were hoping it was me. that right?
I saw a Beetti with a chop finger on it.
Did you?
First one, I saw a Beetti shark with a chop finger. Yep.
True, in the wild.
In the wild, a blue one.
Wow.
Yep. Chop Beetti with a chop finger. Next up, it's very, very important. No, we've got the team for that. Next up, we're doing conspiracy hat tin for cat. This week on Conspiracy Hat Cat, we explore the very serious and also not so serious conspiracies that are swirling around the world. This week, it's very, very topical because I have found, and I'm going to blow the lid off this one, I have found a conspiracy.
My old seat. That's not mine.
No. The conspiracy is that the hair loss treatment establishment is infiltrating advertising.
DMX5 movement.
Actually, that's actually the conspiracy.
Bullshit, is it really?
No, it's actually the conspiracy.
I was trying to be funny.
No, it is. I'm not trying to be funny. It's actually legit.
Oh.
Think about it. And
I'm sorry to chop your thing.
No,
I was trying
that's
to be
fine.
silly.
No, they're infiltrating the advertising budgets and pumping up all the advertising. Why do you always see ads for convertibles? Especially if you're a dude, especially if you're over the age of 25-ish, maybe, you're going to see ads for convertibles. Think about it. You see it all the freaking time. The ads look like this. What's on that guy's head?
Hair.
Hair. Do the maths. Everyone knows it's true. That's what people say about conspiracies all the way.
The conspiracy is they sell you the image of a haired person in the car,
Thank you.
you buy the car to think that you'll get hair.
And you join that together and you go, oh, gee, I'm a bit thin on top or I'm balding or whatever. I'd really like to have hair. And that guy's in a convertible. And then they do the maths and they go, that's what it is. And so, hair loss treatment, so that means people buy convertibles and convertible owners all go for hair loss treatments and then they all make heaps more money. It's a very, very easy way to do it because there's a common stereotype that bald men or men experiencing hair loss are more likely to drive convertibles. It's apparently linked to ideas of midlife crisis or compensating for the hair loss. So what is the hair treatment industry tapped into with the transplantations and their drugs and all the magic
Same
snake
thing
oil
they
that
all
you can put
have,
in?
beer, Martin.
Beer. So, visit psychological factors. Some studies suggest that people who experience hair loss may engage in lifestyle choices that boost confidence, which would involve buying a stylish car.
As
Like an
with all
MX-5.
conspiracies, it's a very convenient answer or response to what is a complex array of different human emotions.
So this is not just some AI crap. I actually researched this. This is all over forums. There's a one post here. I'll just read the title. The thought occurred that I could be accelerating my hairline loss due to pollution, sun exposure, and physical toll on the scalp by driving an MX-5. Again, perfect target for hair loss treatment. Problem, solution. Fear, fix. And what do we end up? We end up looking like this guy. Aviators on, heaps of hair, a little bit of an older gentleman, probably in his 30s or 40s, cruising around in a convertible. There you go, blowing the lid off it. If you see ads for convertibles or ads for hair loss, you know that those people are conspiratorializing together to sell you not only an MX-5, but also some hair loss treatment.
Allegedly. Great, let's move on to Thank of the Week. Fanking is the delightful art of recontextualising a product's name by taking a photo of it down near your crotch, and of course this week you have delivered some incredible thanks. Yep. I'm just starting off with this one straight away.
So many good
Which,
ones.
Martin, I'm censoring that one, I think. I think it's a little edgy. A little edgy even for us, so sorry for you at home. All right, next up, what do we got? My D.
Yeah, nice.
There it is.
Looks happy
Good
about
job. Pretty keen on that. Next one, red onion. Oh no, red. Well, yep. Spicy. Well done.
And everywhere.
Down Rosella. Don't they normally make
Sauces and stuff.
All right.
That's in their wheelhouse.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, rub and jerk. Good job. That's really
tastes
good.
good. I reckon
I
that
think
tastes good.
what they call jerk over there, we call like paprika.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
salt. I think we don't have that term over here in Australia. There we go. Good job. Get on
My
it.
Fank made it in.
Well done. Your Fank's not here. I mean, I can review it if you want to show me on your...
all
No,
right.
show me on your
don't worry.
phone.
No, don't
I'll
worry.
do... No, get it ready.
If my Fanking's not good enough, I mean, look,
No,
it's
get
fine.
it ready on your phone.
Maybe I should just quit
and
because,
I'll
like,
give it a
if
notable
my
mention.
Fanking's not good enough for Fanking, I mean, like, what are we even doing?
Okay, next up. Oh, God. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Well done. All right, next up, we've got bone gravy. The classic beef right there. And we're getting close to our Fank of the Week, people.
9,500 members. Now, look, I'm here. Oh, dude, there's so many good ones.
Yeah, Martin, I'm
Where's
using
mine?
them right
No,
now.
I want to show you mine.
Yeah, show me in a second. All right, next up, minge. Soft with washed cheese. Good job. Martin, runner-up this week for Fank of the Week is... There it is, Cockshots. Limited edition. Well done. And unless Martin has something incredible that can knock this off, actually show me yours.
Not
Where's
that
yours?
one. No, it's here. I'm going to find it. Oh, there's so many good ones.
Yeah, I know.
My God, you guys got to get on the group and check this out.
My
It's
job
just like,
to actually go through these and
find
try
the
and
good
find them.
ones.
If you want to,
Oh,
of
that's
course,
great too.
include some of your Fanks,
So many
we would
good
love to
ones.
share them on the show. You
So
can go to the
many
Fanking
good ones.
Facebook group. We're going to leave a link down below
there's
to
so
make sure
many.
you end up at the right
There's
place.
literally like 10 a day, dude.
Yeah,
I
Martin,
only
have you
did mine
found
like
yours
2
or not?
I only
Otherwise,
did
I'm
mine
not
2
giving you any
days ago.
prizes. Okay, so you don't get shit. All right, so Martin, drum roll, please. All right, Fank of the Week, bursting with penis. Well done. Good job. Very, very, very clever. We would love to see your Fanks. Of course, put them down below. If you're new to Fanking or new to the show,
see mine.
Fanking is the delightful, and it is delightful art because it's not just a practice, it's an art of going to the hardware store, going to the pet store, going to the shops. You will never look at products the same way again.
So
It makes
many
it so
good
entertaining.
Thanks, dude.
We invented it. We invented
But they're
it.
just cranking it.
It's very cool.
There's literally 10 a day. Mine was 2 days ago, and I'm 20 posts deep, and I still can't find it.
Good maths, Martin. All right, there it is. Next up, we are moving on to... What's next, Martin?
Did you see that one?
No.
That's really... Next time.
Okay.
That's so good.
Oh. What's next, Martin? Is it Eat Bag? Is that what we got
I don't
next?
think we have anything to eat.
Yeah, don't we?
No.
I'll find us something.
All right, good.
All right, Eat Bag. Thank you very much for joining us on this delightful show, The Unicorn Circuit. It got a little bit big, it got a little bit strange, but I'd like to give a notable mention to Plot Twist. This is Martin's chair.
This is not
Isn't
my
it?
chair.
Yes, it is.
It's not my chair.
Yes, it
dude.
is,
You got
dude.
the explanation
Yeah,
from
have you got any
the
proof?
horse's mouth.
Have you got any proof that it's not your chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it in your truck. If I was a policeman, I would say, or a police person, I would say, I found this in your truck, and you'd go, it's not mine, I didn't put it there.
Why don't you just DNA test the slime in it?
Let's let it go.
You are known for licking things. Test it.
I'm gonna-
Because you would lick your own supply, but not someone else's, right?
Martin,
So if you lick that,
I'm
then
gonna lick your Choco Toffee. This here is the only thing that I could find that wasn't expired a couple of years ago. Martin, this here, I can't tell you what's actually in it because it's in a... Oh, it says it's Wunderbar. Doesn't Wunderbar mean really good?
yeah, I think so.
Remember I spoke in German the other week and it actually knew what I was saying?
Yeah, but you said something quite clever, but I don't know if you knew what you were saying. Oh, what are these? These look good.
Yeah, this is a toffee Choco.
Don't feel like it's the first time we've ever had one before, but I'm into it.
So that was the show. Of course, that there looks very similar to the chair, Martin. Look at that. Look at this chocolate and look at that chair.
Expired.
Delicious.
Ah,
If you do want to grab yourself a random treat, it directly helps support the show. Grab the thing. We will send you whatever you order plus your lucky dip. We got some massive prizes. Thanks for bearing with us.
you know we could put this show on morning television,
I doubt it.
unless people would watch it. But we'd be on morning television, and then we could be on those billboards. We're all like dressed up,
I was on one of them
big
already.
smile. Yeah, but like a morning TV billboard thing.
Oh.
And we could have guests on who were selling like knives and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Martin,
A morning TV show. I haven't watched one in ever.
I sent Marty the TV
These are
ratings
so
this morning.
good.
Because I found it really interesting. A TV show with some people singing,
Yeah,
a TV show of some people pretending to get married,
yeah,
and a TV show of some people battling on an island.
yep.
Apparently, if you add up the viewership of those 3 shows on our 3 commercial stations, it's almost 6 million viewers.
That's a lot.
I don't believe it.
I mean, there's 25 million people in Australia. There's like 13 million adults, I think, or voting. Like 13 million of those people can vote.
Think about how many are kids.
Yeah.
Think about how many people are older. Think about how many of the people under 30 would actually be sitting down watching people pretending to get married.
Even by those numbers, every second person, every second adult, let's just go voting age for fun, or even if you didn't, every whatever, fourth person, would have to have watched that and not watched YouTube, not watched TikTok, not watched Netflix. And I would put him in that order, actually.
And this is also not including ABC. It's not including Apple. It's not including SBS.
It's not including, and I think this is actually a big one. I don't think it includes people who are going for a walk listening to a podcast.
No, I reckon their numbers are cooked.
Because I reckon Bluetooth headphones have changed everything. Because I remember there was a lot of people wearing the wired Apple ones or just wired headphones generally, but it was a bit weird and a bit awkward, and you couldn't do anything because you'd have the things there. And I myself had cut them off randomly, doing work, whatever. And then when Bluetooth headphones became a thing, they became the norm 4 or 5 years ago. Suddenly, I reckon that has exploded more than anyone realises, and no one talks about it because guess what? Like Netflix and a lot of others, there's no stats. So you can look at a podcast, and it's the top 5 podcasts, but you don't know whether it's got 1 million views or 58 million views.
They won't give you the stats as well.
No, Netflix doesn't.
We've spoken to people that have made TV shows, whether it's docos or other things like that, and the networks are not giving them stats because it's probably not in their best interest and doesn't give them the best negotiating
You
stance.
have way more bargaining power if you have that information and the person you are bargaining with doesn't, much like, I guess, if you've got a job. Yeah. Same kind of thing. But I reckon podcasts, definitely. So I think, yes, those numbers are cooked. I think the way they measure it is not that accurate anyway, right? Because you can see on YouTube.
It might be like, like I know some social media networks, if you flick past, it counts as a view. Others need a certain amount of retention. But I'd like to bring this back to our very first point. What is this show? Could you, in a sentence, in the comments, could you describe this show?
Don't use AI.
In a way that is well enunciated and accurate? Okay. I'm going to go back and I'm going to have a look. Next week, we're going to read through and we're going to have a look and we're going to see if somebody has gone, actually, that's a very good description of the show. And if they are, I'm going to call you out and we'll celebrate you somehow.
And I've already looked up the AI response, so please don't copy and paste the AI response. Like, let's get some creativity happening.
Does AI actually know who we are?
Yeah. It's a YouTube show created by Marty and Moog, the duo behind Marty Car Mods. It's more casual, random and comedic spin-off where they discuss varied topics related to cars, memes and Australian culture. It's fun, informal and absurd car variety show. It's great watch. Thanks, AI, for telling us it's a great watch. You can't watch it. You have no eyeballs.
By Diesel.
That might have been
powered
by
Diesel, it's new Elon's Gronk. What's it called? Grok.
Elon's
Grok? Grok.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Super Grok that's coming. It's going to need heaps of power.
Super Grok?
Yeah. Bye.